You know, this isn't going to be a video for your average person or even your normal kind of conspiracy theorist that's been studying for 5 years or 8 years or whatever. I don't know, maybe some of those. I suppose maybe it'd be for, in some ways, for everyone who's noticed that things are not right here, are they? There's a lot of strange things. A lot of elephants in the room that nobody wants to talk about. A lot of really strange shit here. And most people just sort of sweep it under the rug and bury it and call it crazy, delusional, even if they've experienced, and probably almost everyone has had experiences with the supernatural, with having seen probably UFOs or dealt with the experience of hunting or something, seen some creature in the woods or something that you can't logically explain away. Well, or you've noticed perhaps the inconsistencies in, have you noticed inconsistencies with the things that we're told and the things going on, well, strange things that don't make sense to the logical mind, right? I mean, I'll take I think that computers and, electronics are kind of a good example of this, just a very basic example of this. I mean, you look at, say, how long it took to, technologically speaking, for, normal technologies to develop, or so we're told, from, say, the wheel, the invention of the wheel, to the, horse-drawn cart, and how long before there were automobiles, and how that's advanced, and how long it took for that sort of advancement. When you realize and you really think about it, if you go back 60s, 70s, lifetime back of, the youth of a boomer, even their teens and 20s and so their 30s, we're still talking, vacuum tubes and, computers that take up a whole, like, there were computers. They used to have these punch cards, right? You had like Fortran and Pascal, and we're talking, punch cards. I don't know if if you maybe you got to be an old fart or something to know about that. I used to kind of study that stuff because it was interesting. I read some books on it, right? They have these computers, like giant, huge computers that basically your cell phone is like a fucking billions of fucking times more powerful than these things that take up the size of an entire, gymnasium or something. And, you take a computer the size that would be like the size of a, built like a large building or something back in the day, and nowadays they could fit that into something that you could probably put under your skin or something. It's like, and do you have any idea how freaking impossible that would be for that level of technological development, that level of technological advancement to happen that quickly? I mean, seriously, think about it. Like, I don't know how old you guys are, but I see, when I was a kid, my first computers were these old, you know, were, you know, old computers found in like thrift stores and yard sales and stuff. So I had like an Apple II. I had old ancient MS-DOS computers, you know, and that was the first computers that I worked with. And then I remember Windows 3.1, Windows 95. Remember Windows 95 had that thing. That was my main computer for a long time. That thing had a 2 gigabyte hard drive. And shit, I don't even remember what pathetic amount of RAM it had. At some point, you know, initially had a 28.8 kbps modem, and then 56.6 later on. You know, you remember the old dial-up? You know, old dial-up sounds, you know. People have no idea now, you know. But you remember computers so slow that you had to like you'd start typing a sentence and you'd type in like a couple of words and then you'd just sit there and wait and you'd watch the letters appear on the screen because you typed faster than the computer was able to put the letters on this. Yeah. Remember that? I don't know. Maybe the older people will. I mean, to go from that and from having video games like, you know, Atari and NES, you know, and Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, you know, in the 90s, you know, to now, there's, you know, they can make video games and computer graphics that look so real that you could, you know, good luck distinguishing it from reality. You understand? You know, see what I'm saying? So explain to me, how exactly does that level of technological advancement happen in such a short period of time? Does that seem very logical to you? There's a lot of other really strange stuff. Really, really strange stuff that just doesn't add up. I don't know if you've noticed, but like, you can find a conspiracy in damn near anything. And it's not your imagination. You can find the evidence, proof that something is not right. I mean, even the most mundane thing, you could find something very strange, you know, like the dead internet theory, and just, I don't know. I don't want to go on ranting about all the shit that's wrong, because there's so much stuff that is completely absurd and just ridiculous in this world. I guess, I don't know, I guess I should have thought this out instead of just going off the top of my head here, but, you know, so I could come up with more examples and not be brain farting my way through this. But basically, to those of you who get what I'm talking about, who've noticed that something is very off here, something doesn't make sense, like, okay, you ever thought about, let's say, manufacturing, for instance? Let's take anything. Let's say tennis shoes. Okay, tennis shoes. Shoes. Let's say we're just talking about shoes, right? Simple thing, shoes, you put them on your feet, you wear them around, right? Now, if there's supposed to be 8 billion people on the planet, that would mean you have to manufacture about 16 billion pairs of shoes for each person to have one pair. And you realize that kids, as they grow, they need new shoes, and most people have 5 or 10 or more pairs of shoes. So you're talking just many, many billions upon billions upon billions of these shoes, right? At any given time. And of course, shoes wear out. So if you think about it, try to think about how many people, how much material how much time and effort and, you know, would have to go into, say, building all the factories, getting all the people together, and getting them all focused on the task of making billions and billions and billions of pairs of shoes, and then advertising those billions and billions and billions of pairs of shoes, and getting them put on shelves in billions and billions of stores all over the world, and getting them into your hands. I mean, or okay, let's how about another thing, something a little on a little grander scale here. Aluminum cans. How much aluminum do you think there is? I don't know. I'm just, you know, you ponder, you take a guess. I don't know how much aluminum there is, but I know that, you know, and how many aluminum cans would you say? Maybe, you know, just try to visualize in your mind when you walk into a grocery store or convenience store just down the street from wherever you live, you know, wouldn't you say that's a heck of a lot of aluminum cans there, right? Whole lot. Now, I want you to do is I want you to, like, expand that out. So you're imagining, say, the grocery store and the convenience store. Now try to ponder, like, how vast it actually has to be when you start thinking about, like, the stores, all the stores in the town that you're in, and then all the stores in the state that you're in. How about all the stores in every state, and then all the stores in every state, in every town, in every country? You know, it's that many times, fucking mind-boggling amount of shit. Can you imagine? Now try to imagine how many people, how much materials, how much, you know, it would take to manufacture all of that and distribute all of that, and so on and so forth. The vastness of that would boggle the mind if you actually really genuinely think about it. Or you want to find something interesting, I want you to try and figure out about how many cows there are on the planet that are, you know, about average weight, so on and so forth. And then try to figure out about how many pounds of beef is able to be produced in these factory farms. And then, if you would, try to figure out about how many pounds of beef, allegedly, is sold at all these chain restaurants around the country and around the world, and at the grocery store, and so on and so forth. You see, what you're gonna find is that something doesn't add up here. You know? So if that ain't beef that you're eating, what is it? And if it is beef, then how could it be? There's a whole bunch of things. I guess I'm going to try and finish this. Oh crap, I don't have enough time. Basically all I'm saying is, yeah, I'm running out of time here. It's like a time limit. Anyways, moral of the story that I could go on for hours about this if I had... Anyways, basically the moral of the story is, I'm kind of wondering, for those of you who can kind of comprehend what I'm getting at here, when do you think this fucking facade will end? How long do we have to live in this fake, paper cutout world of deception and fraud and lies, and where everything in our life from birth to death is a freaking goddamn show. It's a show, it's a movie, it's a freaking lie. This shit isn't real. They're lying to us about absolutely everything, in case you hadn't noticed. Absolutely everything. Everything is a lie, basically. We're being deceived and lied to about everything, like some, child being told about Santa Claus or something. How long are we supposed to live in this world with fucking... Oh, sorry, never mind. Sorry, don't let your kids hear that. My bad. Ho, ho, ho. Anyhow, yeah. So basically everything in this world is false. And we just keep going on as if it weren't, because that's what we've got. When is that falsehood going to come to an end? When, oh when, may humanity live freely in the knowledge of truth, apart from the deception, apart from the illusion, apart from the BS. When, oh when, can we get the heck out of this weird petting zoo that we seem to be in? Away from the facade of all the falsehood, all the BS, all the lies. I mean, this reality clearly is malleable, and something is able to manipulate everything in it and keep most people completely oblivious. And it's just mind-boggling, to say the least. So really, how long do we have to keep going on with the routine of the fake life? You get up, you go to work, you get home, you watch TV, you go to sleep, you get up, you go to work, you fucking have to deal with the nonsense and the government and bullying and being pushed around and forced to do a bunch of stuff you don't want to do, when all you're doing is being distracted from the fact that everything in this world that we're being told about, dang near everything, is a stinking lie, and somebody knows what's going on, and they've decided that we're supposed to be here just twiddling our thumbs and pissing our lives away on trivial horse crap, instead of actually being allowed to take hold of the truth and to live our lives in freedom and not destitute in a land of falsehood. I don't know, I'm tired of it, aren't you? If you have any idea what I'm talking about. Well, if you think me mad, I really don't give a damn anymore. Alright. That'll be the end of that. Bye.